Hey, how's it going? My name's Nat. Coming up on Newsbreak, we find out why Manchester United fans are protesting, 4 astronauts return home, and a 3D printed house? But before we find out what that's about, remember, hit subscribe, please. Hundreds of Manchester United fans in the UK have stormed their own stadium to protest against the club's owners. It meant the game that was supposed to happen between Manchester United and Liverpool had to be called off. Leela finds out what's going on.
It was meant to be Manchester United versus Liverpool, but it was more like Man United fans versus the club's owners, the Glazer family.
They don't care about English football, they don't know the culture. They only think about money, don't they?
A heritage that they've taken away.
We won't stop this until we get a football club back.
The protest forced officials to postpone the match, but no one walked away happy. For fans, the issue goes back decades. See, the Glazer family are American. They've owned the club since 2005. And as part of the way they took over, they put the club in big debt. Things have been rocky since then. While the club's making money, they've also raised ticket prices. And Manchester United has gone from one of the best teams in the world to not winning the league in almost a decade. So when it signed up to take part in the controversial Super League, it set fans off all over again. And while Man United has pulled out of the Super League, for some, it's not enough.
Your business never takes over football, and that's just what's happened. These Glazers don't care.
They want the Glazers to show they care about the club and its fan base, or even for supporters to have a bigger say in how it operates. And until something changes, it looks like this issue won't be going away.
South Africa is bringing in a new ban to protect lions. The government says it will no longer allow people to breed lions in captivity for tourism. It's meant to put an end to activities like tourists petting cubs and people hunting them for sport. It says those changes will also help protect South Africa's wild lion population. If you were somehow in the Gulf of Mexico in the early hours of the morning, you might have heard a big splash. After 5 months in space, SpaceX's Dragon capsule finally touched down on Earth. All water. Amal finds out more.
After months of living on the International Space Station, it's finally home time for these astronauts. The Dragon capsule's nighttime splashdown in Florida all went to plan. And the 4 astronauts on board Resilience were pretty happy to be back.
He seems very excited.
Feeling pretty good after 6 months in space.
The time they spent up there actually set a new record. The longest space mission ever for a crew launched from America. And during that 167-day mission, they got up to some pretty interesting things. They celebrated birthdays, caught some out-of-this-world views, and even experimented growing radishes and other vegetables. Nice! Their trip home was a speedy one. It took just 6.5 hours.
It's not very often you get to wake up on the space station and go to sleep in Houston.
It's only the second time SpaceX have brought astronauts back to Earth on a Crew Dragon spacecraft. But NASA says it won't be the last.
If you could travel to any point in space and time, where would you want to go? What about right now? It's probably where I'd choose. Bit boring, I know, but hear me out. There's no time like the present. Inside this big blue box is a piece to a puzzle that's been missing for half a millennium. That's a strange looking piece, isn't it? Well, it belongs to this sculpture of a hand. Along with its head, it's all that's left of a massive statue of the Roman Emperor Constantine. The pieces were separated 550 years ago, but there's no time like the present to reunite them. This is what a 3D printed house looks like. Other than it looking kinda like a rock from outer space, it's actually got everything you'd expect in a small house. A bedroom, a living room, and of course a bathroom. But the cool part is that it was all 3D printed from top to bottom. The future is here. Oh, and speaking of the future, there's no time like the present in the world of robots. This is a robot exhibition in Milan, Italy, and it explores the many ways in which robots have evolved over time and even replaced us in everyday life. I mean, that's what they say, but I'm getting really weird vibes from a few of them. This could almost be like a haunted house, but for robots. Among them are robots designed to help out with natural disasters, ocean exploration, and even more recently to help out during the pandemic. I suppose robots can be good too. Well, that's all the news we've got for you today. In the meantime, don't forget to hit subscribe because we'll be back again tomorrow. See you then.